You know, we still got to get new music for this.
Yeah, you say that every time.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Nostalgia Podcast. I am your host, John. I forgot the tagline again. Has there been a time that I've gotten it right?
I don't think so.
Maybe not. Well, we are the Nostalgia Podcast, the place where you can relive your fondest memories. Got it that time. That
Nailed
was it. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. This is a special one. I'm actually really excited about this one. So we're going to be talking all about iPhones today. I figure it's a good topic considering the new one comes out in a week. And are you getting the new one?
No.
No. Why not? I thought you wanted away from Android.
Well, see, the thing is that unfortunately, iPhones also cost money.
That's how they get you.
I didn't know that until I went to the store, and they're like, "Well, you can't just take it."
Well, you can just take it.
I mean,
they have them on display. Can't you just like cut that little thing that they're?
Oh, I should have cut the cord. That's
Yeah,
what it
you
was.
have to bring. If you bring scissors, you can do it for free.
Got it.
See?
That's what
life
I've-
hacks, people. Life hacks. You don't have to pay if you steal it.
Yeah,
That's not a
finger
good thing to
discount.
remember. Jeez. Well, we're going to be talking all about iPhones today. We're going to start with the first one and kind of talk our way through all the way up to some time frame where we get annoyed because they all turn the same. I think it'll be really fun because I got a ton of great stories about the old ones. And
I have like one good story about an old one.
It counts.
All right, cool.
And PJ doesn't even know what an iPhone is. Do you know who Apple? Do you know Steve Jobs is?
Steve Apple is actually his name.
I prefer Golden Delicious, actually.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that company.
Oh.
Do they make the pear from iCarly?
They just make regular pears.
Have you guys seen iCarly?
Yeah. They
Okay.
have the pear phone.
They have the pear phone and stuff.
Didn't they
and the
have
pear
that in the
computer.
other? What's the
Drake
other?
and Josh?
No, it was. I don't think it had Miranda Cosgrove in it, but it had Ariana Grande in it.
Oh, oh my God, I can do this.
Victorious.
Yes, Victorious.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
gonna say there's another one with Sam and Cat that's called Sam and Cat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to come up with. Victorious though. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Victoria. I think there's pear phones in that too.
Gotcha. Oh, they're all. I mean, Nickelodeon trying to get away from
right.
using Apple stuff in their
Yeah.
big shocker. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Trying
care
to
about
sneak
copyright and stuff. As we're over here spouting every little copywritten thing under the sun.
Yeah, this is for educational purposes, though.
It's for science.
Yeah.
Educational purposes.
Yeah. Purposes.
Yes, all the purposes. So today, we're going to be talking all about the iPhone, but not just the iPhone. We want to know which iPhone was the best. And I'm not talking like the fastest or had the most features or anything like that. I'm talking about the iPhone that meant the most to us. Nostalgic.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that was the goal of this podcast.
That is the goal of this podcast. We're going to find out. We're going to talk about all the different phones. And then at the end, we're going to say which one meant the most to us.
I do think it would be cool, since we have the technology, to find out which one was actually the best, like for its time selling. Like which one actually got the best
like numbers
consumer
and stuff?
reviews. Yeah.
Yay. Oh, consumer. Dang. All right. We're kicking it old school. Let's
Some data analytics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end, we'll take
That'd
a
be
look
cool,
at each
right?
one. Yeah. We'll take a look at each one, talk about it, and we'll see which one comes out on top
Yeah.
and is in fact the most nostalgic iPhone. In every episode, as you all know, we start things off with a guess that sound.
You didn't even introduce us, you asshole.
See, I did that last time too. You know, I need to write a note. I have this nice iPad on me. I can have nice drawn out notes to make sure I'm staying in line. So, that's not what this is about. This is about entertainment
Yeah.
and me screwing up
Yep.
because that's 90% of the show,
That's true.
and it's pretty good. We are joined by lovely fancy pants over there.
Yeah. I wanted to get introduced so that, the pants.
The real reason
They get called out. So, yeah.
I think we're just going to call you fancy pants Becky.
Not Fancy Vance, because
Fancy
that's a whole
Vance.
other person.
That's a different person entirely. That is my stage name.
Yeah.
sorry.
Fancy Vance.
That's Becky After Hours.
Fancy Vance Refrigeration. But yeah, actually, Fancy Pants brings back nostalgia because that was an old Flash game on computer. You remember Fancy Pants with the orange pants? And he's like a stick figure with orange pants.
Nope.
It's a platformer. It's really fun.
Can't say I have.
Oh.
No, I think
All
you're.
right.
I stopped at
a good
Oregon Trail.
Oh wow.
You never played like Happy Wheels or anything like that?
Oh, Happy Wheels.
Oh, dude, we could have a whole episode on Flash games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like Line Rider and stuff.
Oh, Line Rider.
man.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll.
All right.
Yeah.
We're not talking about iPhones today. We're talking about Line Rider.
That's it. You can cut it.
We're done.
Okay, I'm gonna reach for the description here really quick in YouTube. Nope, I can't reach it. We got to stick with iPhone.
Damn,
Sorry.
all right.
I did my best. I did everything that I could. We're also joined here by the one and only JP. PJ. How's it going, man?
JP is my drunk alter ego, but thanks. Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm hanging out here with you guys and talking about iPhones, where usually that's the bane of my existence. But I honestly don't hate some of the new features of the iPhone, so I'm interested in maybe getting a different perspective. I have been around iPhones for quite some time, and I'm old, so I know all about the older iPhones.
Well, yeah, you were like 38 when the first one
Sure,
came out.
yeah,
Something like
right
that.
around there,
So, like,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, you remember thoroughly about all of it.
Yeah. It's, At my point, in my adolescence, I had to etch things out on a stone tablet.
Oh, yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Were you-
tablets.
Came a long way.
So, did you read about it in the news, or were you the one who discovered fire?
It's usually smoke signal. That's how I heard about
Oh,
it.
gotcha. Okay.
Whoa, hold on a second.
Wait, how do you hear from smoke signals that fire was invented?
Well, because the smoke signal, and you're like, oh shit, that's a fire.
Yeah.
oh shit,
Boom.
chop it down. All right, let's reel it back in.
I digress.
I've introduced you to. I hope you're
Finally,
happy.
thank you.
You're
Never
welcome.
happy.
My lord. Also, this is John.
Oh yeah, I said my name was John. I introduced myself. It's
Yeah.
on you guys
Oh,
for not
that's true.
introducing yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say I'm the host, John, and then
And then you just forget about us.
yeah.
What if we
myself.
all just started the intro like, "Welcome to the Nostalgia
Welcome to the
Podcast."
Nostalgia Podcast.
That'll be the April Fool's one.
Oh yeah, whoever messes it up for. Oh, actually, that'd be a good April Fool's one where everybody acts like they're the host.
Yes.
Or we could just change names, and I could be Becky. I'll put on your pants.
Wow. Really?
where nothing is
Really?
real and the points don't matter.
Yeah.
That is how it works because I'll
Good
be honest.
segue.
I keep forgetting to put the points in the sheet.
Ah,
For guess that sound, but
when you do start putting them in the sheet, you should call it Holy Sheet. I remember the
holy
points.
sheet. Yeah, I'm never gonna remember the points. So
That's
that's wishful thinking. But we're gonna move on to the first thing, the best thing. Guess that sound.
Oh, you did it.
I know.
Nice.
I know. It was the last two. I forgot to do
I
this
was like,
stupid thing.
I was looking at it like, is that slider up?
The way Guess That Sound works is I will play a special sound from this here iPad, and these two lovely people are going to use their brains and their noggins to guess what sound I play. And today, we're going to be playing one song. So you guys will guess the artist, the song name, and the year that song came out. It's probably going to be pretty difficult. I'm sorry. It makes it difficult with you two specifically here because PJ knows music and you are like uncultured. so I had to pick something that you'll probably know,
Yeah.
but I can't pick something too easy that you'd know because then we have Pocahontas incidents.
Yeah, that's the problem because the songs that I know are easy to know.
Exactly. Like the intro of All Star.
Yeah. I was gonna say, can the Guess That Sound be Just Lose It by Eminem because I know the year it came out because we just covered this. Please.
I mean, that wraps around to those. She wasn't.
I see
She
what
was
you did there.
Disney. She
Rap.
wasn't.
Yeah.
She was not Nickelodeon.
Correct.
Allison Stoner.
Yeah.
That probably means nothing to anybody listening or watching this.
Yeah, we were talking about things before we started recording.
Surprise! We
Yeah.
don't just like get out of our car and say nothing, and then plop down on the couch and start talking.
That is what happened. It's a business transaction.
Yes.
It is. It's nothing more. You guys are dead to me the second I press stop
Boom.
recording.
Yeah.
But okay, we're gonna start playing this song. I'm gonna give you guys a couple seconds to it. I'm hoping you guys guess it in a couple seconds. Otherwise, I'll kind of feel bad. But
Was that it?
no.
The sound of silence.
Are you guys ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Here is your sound.
That's a pretty generous clip.
Coldplay.
Oh.
Yellow. 2002.
Worth noting, I'm giving you plus and minus 1 year on the year. So if you were to guess 2002, it would be 2003 to 2001.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's go with that because I have no idea what it is. That's the guess.
Do you want to hear it again?
Nope.
No.
Well, I'm going to play it again.
All right.
Oh, yellow. In the song.
Okay. Is that what you
I'm
guys?
guessing
So what are
it's
you locking
Coldplay
in?
Yellow.
You're locking in Coldplay,
Yep.
locking in Yellow.
Yep.
And what was the year?
2002.
2002. Okay. So, wait, did we put the drum roll in?
I think you played it off the iPad.
I think no, I don't think so. Wait, let's see. You guys guess those three?
Yep.
Oh, damn it! You guys got 2 out of 3. I didn't even explain the points yet because I'm bad at this job. You guys get 3 points for each correct answer, and then it drops down to 2 points for each correct answer, and it drops down to 1 point for each correct answer as you get them wrong. You guys got 2 right. That is Coldplay. That song is Yellow.
Nice.
But it is not 2002.
Or 2001 or 2003?
Yes.
Okay.
By process of elimination. So we'll play a little bit more here. Well, it's loud, boy.
If we guess 2006.
You guys locking in more?
Yeah, 2006 sounds good to me. I don't know this song at all.
Really? You don't know Yellow?
Correct.
No, you have to.
No.
You've got to, right?
No.
I don't think so.
Well, okay.
I don't think so.
Here's. Oh, apparently I just skipped over it. Anyway, you're locking in 2006.
Yeah.
That is. It might be too long. The drum roll might be too long,
It's
but
a
you
little
guys
too
got it wrong.
I
It is
thought I
not
had a gap.
2006. It is not 2005, and it's not 2007.
Wait, it's only 1 year gap?
1 year up and 1 year
I
down.
thought it was more than that. That's why I guessed that.
No.
Oh, fine. Well, if somebody explained the rules before
Yeah, that's
we
fair.
did the game.
That's actually really fair. I'm going to take blame on this one.
All right.
Don't worry.
Mulligan.
Mulligan.
I'm trying to take a mulligan on this one.
Well, you
Name that
got
movie.
one. You guys got one more guess.
One more guess. You think it's older or newer than the ones you've guessed so far? Because again, I don't know this song. You're on your own, bud.
2002, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
We didn't eliminate 4 actually. Because we
Well,
did.
I guess 2003 the first time around. So therefore.
Well, you said 2002. It
Yes,
was
you guys
2001
have-
to 2000.
yeah.
So
You have 1,
if
2,
it's
and 3.
2004, I'm gonna shit myself.
5, 6, and 7.
Let's go with 2004.
You're sticking with 2004.
Let's do it.
So you pick the ones around it. You think the best course of action here is to go with the one center one instead of giving yourself 3 options.
I feel like this is a bait, John, and I'm gonna go ahead and say yes.
All right, you're locking in 2004.
Yep.
You ain't playing into any games here.
Nope.
You're ready. You know what?
I'm ready.
You guys don't get the drum roll. I'm just going to tell you you're wrong.
Okay.
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 It is not 2004.
So you're saying there's a chance?
The real answer actually is probably going to surprise you. The real answer is 2000.
Oh.
Like, I never thought of Coldplay being around in 2000.
Damn, if you
Yeah.
went down, it would have been.
You guys,
I didn't think
you
of
were
it either.
you were one off with your
know.
first answer.
Yeah.
Technically.
Why couldn't it have been 2 years? 2 year difference. Why? What's the? You change that sometimes.
I do, depending on how difficult it is.
That's pretty difficult.
It's not that he got it in literally like not even 3 seconds.
I don't know the song.
Coldplay Yellow. Sorry, I picked the song, sir. Jeez. So PJ gets what? 6 points. 6 points.
Yay! I have
Yay!
points.
Congratulations. You get more. You have more points. You got it right.
Yeah, I
you
got
guys-
the. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
it's
the
a
Mewtwo.
legendary, and
Oh, that's
We're
right.
like, wait,
you
no.
Stupid.
There's a
freaking-
little psychic thing at the end of it. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Even re-listening to that, you're like, I hate you both. But yes,
Got 'em.
congratulations on playing Guess That.
Well,
Sound.
my clutch streak had to end at some point, right?
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I was doing so good.
am I on the leaderboard?
you might be with those.
Cool.
Top songs of 2000.
Yeah, welcome to How I Got That Song. It was right there.
Wow, look at all these songs.
There's
Oh,
some
man.
good ones.
That
So
brings
you could
me
have
back.
done Bye Bye Bye. That would have been good.
Bump, bump.
They're coming
Yeah.
back in sync.
Are they?
Yeah.
I
They're-
thought one of them was
they're-
like a molester or something.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey.
Or was that Backstreet Boys?
It's boys like men.
That's Boys to Men.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Oh,
The other band, Boys
different
into
band.
Men.
band.
Sorry.
The mix of boys like girls and boys to men. Yeah, we're going. So let's go ahead and I feel like we got a lot to talk about here, and we've already spent what 3 hours talking about just Guess That Sound.
Sure.
I feel like it's fair to move on. We are going to talk all about the Apple iPhone,
Yay, iPhone.
which is kind of funny because you, sir, have a screen name like that, don't you?
I do, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my RuneScape accounts, the screen name is Apple iPhone.
Yep.
IPWN. Yeah.
That's fair.
Original.
Right? It's clever, I thought.
It's pretty good.
I was like, nice. Somebody else thought it was clever too because I had to make mine Leet Speak because Apple iPhone just by itself was not available.
Oh,
so.
obviously, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't the original, but
That's the reason my parents named me John 1.
Yeah.
There was actually one other John.
one
in the
other
hospital.
John.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
doing some weird username thing. I don't know.
Had to have a special character in there.
That makes you the second John to exist, though.
No, just in that hospital. So it's hospital. So the hospital. So you like. I'm not even like. I'm just start going off on this and explaining like this
The logistics
completely
of-
fictional logistics to how hospitals name kids. You know what? I just don't care enough to go about it today.
All right.
No, you know what I do care about?
The iPhones.
Wow.
Anyone who knows me, which you two
Who are
probably
you?
do. I have been known to buy cell phones.
What?
I know.
Shocking.
So I like to buy them.
And actually, anybody who's watched the cell phone episode would also know this.
Oh, that's fair.
Wow.
Yes. Anyone right up here in the top corner? Oh, I can do this. Right here. There's going to be a little card that says cell phone episode.
Does it say it
gonna
in
do
that weird high pitched voice like that? And everything.
Wait. Nope, that's not it.
That's the one. Talk to me about the iPhone,
So
John.
the iPhone, welcome. Anyone curious? If we're looking over here, we actually have a nice TV that I'm
They
going to
can't
be
see this, John.
projecting stuff on. Well, they can see us randomly looking into the distance. We're not just like
That's what I do
gazing
anyway.
into the abyss.
Yeah. We just keep like,
Yeah, there's like some creepy black hole over there. That's it.
there's tendrils coming out of it. We're trying to figure out what it is.
I know. So the Apple iPhone originally came out in June 29th, 2007.
Wow.
2007.
Wasn't iPhone was an AT&T exclusive at first,
Yes,
wasn't it?
It was.
Not even just at first.
For a while.
I think for the
years.
first three.
Yeah.
Three? Yeah, the first three was AT&T only. So starting out with the iPhone, did either of you have the original iPhone?
No, because I had what the people would call Verizon.
So I feel like a lot of us had Verizon, and that was my reason. You probably
Yeah.
you didn't.
Yeah, because
No,
we had good service in the area, and they used to charge you for extra texting to other
yeah.
carriers.
Oh, what?
That's right.
Verizon did?
Yeah.
Everybody did.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, if you were out of network.
I was just saying, in 2007, I feel like I still had a track phone in 2007. I don't even know if we had a plan yet on it. When we did have a plan, though, we had Verizon. When we moved from track phone, we did have Verizon. That's actually, it's kind of funny because I had the 3GS, and I have a funny story about the 3GS.
Oh, we're not at the 3GS yet, sir.
I know, but I think that was Verizon. I think I was able to get the 3GS on Verizon.
I don't think so. I think you could get it with Straight Talk using the AT&T towers, but I think it was GSM only because Verizon used CDMA. There was a whole big
That's
thing
true.
about it. We should be able to. I mean, I would guess that this shows us,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. It
It'll
should, yeah.
probably show what's maybe not actually.
Yeah, because the 4 I know was really big for Verizon.
It was, and we'll get there. But none of us had the original iPhone. I don't even remember when the original iPhone came out. I really wasn't paying attention to it then.
Yeah, because you're just a baby.
I think I was like 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In 2007?
I had graduated high school.
I was turning 14 in 2007, so I
Yeah.
was 13 at that time.
So that was before, like, I still had my Verizon flip phone at that point.
Yeah.
And because I was only looking at Verizon phones back then, I was only getting Verizon phones, so I didn't pay attention to the iPhone at all.
Yeah.
So it was completely off my radar for the first couple of years.
You're looking at Blackberries, or was Blackberry Verizon?
BlackBerry
yes.
did have Verizon
Blackberries.
phones, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was looking more at the ZX random numbers.
Yeah, like the
Yeah, yeah.
ZTE. Yeah.
Not ZTE, that's
Yeah,
an
no,
actual
that's a
company, but the
smartphone, yeah.
ZX, yeah.
Yeah.
Like random stuff. Yeah, it wasn't until they started calling things like the Razor or the Dare.
Oh man, the Razor was like life changing.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Okay.
We
And a
did.
whole
Missed
episode
it.
almost based
You
around
did.
that one. We
Right
did.
here in the
Up here.
Yeah.
We're not going to put it in there twice. Get it out of here. Go.
get that thing out of here.
Go on, get.
But yeah, it was definitely originally GSM. No 3G.
Yep.
It was super basic. I believe it could get to websites that weren't Flash. But the really interesting thing about the original one that I found out was that you couldn't take videos with it, only pictures.
Yes.
Oh,
Isn't that
Did not
funny?
have
that is interesting.
enough of a graphics processor.
Oh, yeah. It also had a weird layout for all the icons. You
did.
couldn't move them or anything around.
No
They were static.
customization at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
So everything was static where it was, and I think there was one on the third line.
Yeah, just like I tell my kids, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. That's how iPhones work.
Do they still throw a fit?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, okay.
Apple wishes they could still do that probably
I
because
know.
it takes them forever to add certain customizations. Sometimes
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, come on.
USB-C.
Oh yeah,
Excuse me. Sorry.
we're getting
Yeah.
it. We're getting it.
Yeah, I feel like there's not a whole lot to talk about here. You couldn't even have a background.
Yeah, it
On
was
this-
just the backgrounds that it came with.
It's like, hey, do you want an iPod that you can also make calls from?
Yeah,
There's
basically,
this.
Yeah.
the iPod Shuffle was huge around that time. I think
Didn't-
something like that.
I think the iPod Touch came out after the first one.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It came out later on.
I'm like, man,
'cause I
this
had
is a
that.
great invention. This iPhone thing. Let's make it into a music player too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my God! So with this phone, you could play music on it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You pull it from iTunes and stuff like that. We talked about that last week. But the cool thing is with this, when you turned it sideways, you got all the album artwork in a nice carousel.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you could swipe through
I remember
it
that
and
on
see
the
things.
iPod Touch too. Yep.
It was so cool. Like
Yeah.
that was you would click it and they would go,
Yeah.
and you'd be able to see all the songs and
Yeah.
that you have, and that's
then I-
such a cool way to do it.
In the early day, actually, the last episode that we had was the LimeWire one, right?
Yeah.
So on a similar vein of that, all of my album arts were just the default music note picture
Yeah.
because I didn't buy music.
Really?
Yeah, and like that was actually before iTunes added the option to try to download album art based on the name of the album of the songs. And so if you didn't manually put in a picture for the album art, you didn't get album art.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
See,
and
I
so-
bought a lot of my music.
Yeah, I did.
Or
What's that like?
I
Yeah.
would. My parents would give me gift cards all the time for every single
Yeah.
birthday. It was so easy for them to just here
What's that
20
like?
bucks. Good luck. Jeez. Oh my God.
Jeez.
Just going dark. Let's move on to the iPhone 2.
It's gonna be some confused people probably.
Yeah, probably. So the successor to the iPhone is the iPhone 3G. They skipped 2.
Yeah.
You'll see this
2 is
later on.
garbage. They threw it in the trash.
They've only really skipped like 2 numbers.
Yeah.
2, and later on we'll talk about 9. But the big thing with the iPhone 3G, I know this is going to be... Now, can you guys do me a favor and hold on to something? I don't want to scare you away or anything. This had 3G. I know.
All
I
those
know.
G's. How do you fit all the G's in there?
I don't know. But that was the tri-band fanciness of the 3G datas.
Man. We couldn't have the iPhone 3G because the guys in my neighborhood said there was only room for 1G in our neighborhood.
Oh, that explains it. Oh my God, it's
Stood for
hilarious.
3 gigawatts. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It's really funny looking at the storage of these
Yeah.
because I'm looking at it like, holy cow,
the
these had
max.
16 gigs of RAM.
Max.
No, 16 gigs of storage.
Dude. Oh my god, they underclocked the CPU to 412 meg.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh,
It was a
underclock.
It was a Samsung
Yeah.
620
they're like,
megahertz, and they underclocked it.
we're going to buy these parts from you, Samsung, okay? But then we're going to really tone them down.
Yeah, our
You
boards
guys are
can't
going-
handle this shit, dude.
You guys are going too ham. We need to pull it back.
You're doing too many things. Too many things.
too many gigawatts.
That's funny.
Wow. Yeah. Look, I mean, this was obviously you'll see this going all the way up to I think it's the 5th one or the 5S. I think was the first 64-bit architecture.
Was it?
Everything up until then was 32-bit,
Yep.
which didn't really matter back then because nothing was strong enough to deal with it. But display is still 3.5 inches, 480 by 320. So I'm gonna keep track of the PPIs.
Oh,
We're at 163 right now. All right.
yeah, that's how you get
Well,
pink eye.
The PPI. Okay, sure.
Yeah, PP in the eye, John.
This
He just got it.
Jeez. Done with you guys. So let's move on. We're going to talk about Becky's favorite here.
Oh
The
yeah.
iPhone 3GS. This is marks the very first one that they use the S. Because Apple was known to be able to do the main one with the big changes and then like do fucking nothing and put an S at
Slap
the end
an
and be
S.
like, oh, we kind of did a little shit to the cameras. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also costs more. Can we find out what?
Yeah, that's why they called it the 3GS, because you get the bill and it's like $200 plus what you thought it was going to be, and you're like, jeez.
Yeah.
I believe
We're
the
like,
3GS.
yeah, that's what we said.
The CPU's not underclocked in this one.
Oh, it's actually around. Let's see. I don't know if this has pricing. We can find pricing though.
There was a link to the Wayback Machine, I think, wasn't there?
I don't know.
On that?
Oh, sorry, phone.
iPhone. You
My
calm
watch- my
down, watch.
Said, you said Samsung? Cool.
I can say literally any word, and my watch is like, "You just said Siri." I'm like, "No."
Oh my god,
I
mine
didn't.
too.
Yeah.
So the pricing on the original iPhone was $499 for the first gen, and then
Inflation adjusted 732.
Yikes.
That's not that crazy.
I mean, it's
though.
cheaper than it is now.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude. But the iPhone 3G dropped freaking $200.
What?
Yeah.
Inflation adjusted 281. That doesn't
Like that's
track.
dirt,
That doesn't track.
dirt cheap.
How is that only adding $82 where the other one added like $232?
I don't know. I have an answer for
That's
you.
weird.
Because
I don't like that. That's too percentage based for me, I think.
Sure.
They must
I don't
we'll
like it.
ignore.
They
We'll,
use cheaper prices or cheaper parts to get
Well,
it out to other carriers.
we'll ignore the price, the inflated price, and just talk about the MSRP. And then the 3GS that we were just talking about was in fact $199 as well, which is really, really cheap for what
Didn't
that
we?
is.
I thought we just saw another website that said $499 on the 3GS.
I don't think so. Maybe it was like $499. So I remember there being something where the 3GS was the first one that they sold off contract.
Okay.
Oh, so maybe it's like $499 no contract.
Maybe $199 with contract, because it used to be able to buy the phone for cheaper as long as you had a
Yes.
contract.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. Now it's like we don't give a shit about the contract. Like sign
make a
over your
monthly
life.
payment.
Yeah, make monthly payments on the phone and we're
Right.
Gucci. Yeah. But the 3GS.
Did you just say we're Gucci? That's the most bussin' thing I've ever heard you say.
Oh god. Well, you don't think it's mid?
Nah, no cap, bro.
No, it's fire.
Jeez. Well, this is another Samsung chip. Look at that. It's normal clock.
Not underclocked. Does this
display,
talk about the carriers that it was available on?
So that's what I was looking for, but it actually says GSM at the top, I think. Oh, here we go. Only available with a 2-year contract to AT&T. Or the $99 price tag.
99 cents. That's a cent.
Oh, yeah.
I have brain issues.
You gotta go to the school for kids who can't read good.
Yeah, I don't read that good. But I'm like 99% sure. So no CDMA, sir. No compatible network. It's all GSM.
Okay.
I guess technically Edge.
we must
I
have
think.
done AT&T then when we did it. So the funny story. So
Yeah. We are now on
the
funny
3GS.
story.
Yeah. So full disclosure, like the 3GS is the only old like nostalgic iPhone I've owned.
Sure.
That's the only one I had. And the way that I had it, this is why I really thought it was Verizon.
Ooh.
But it could have been
ASMR.
Yeah, you always do that when I'm trying to talk, Joe. Why? But the way that we did it was, so my sister was dating this guy at the time, and he really just found any possible workaround to save money ever, like anything. And so the workaround that he found to save money was on, apparently it must have been AT&T. He would buy a iPad SIM or like a tablet SIM for data only.
Yeah.
And then put that into the phone. So the phone thinks it's the tablet getting data only. And then use something like an app to get a phone number, like text free or something.
Yeah,
Does that
like
work?
WhatsApp.
Oh, it worked. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It absolutely worked. Yeah. And so basically you would pay, I think it was $30 a month then for a data plan for a tablet only. But then you just have your phone number through text free or whatever, and you just use data. So if you don't have data, you can't make texts or calls. But it's $30 a month, and you have an iPhone 3GS on AT&T.
Right.
That
Interesting.
kind of works. And so that is how that's how I had the iPhone 3GS, and that it was the only. And did the first iPad come out near that time? Like, was there an iPad out? Because this only worked with the 3GS.
This came out in 2000. No, actually, I know it's 2 years off. This is 2009.
Okay.
The first one didn't come out in 2000 till 2011. I want to say for iPad.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. Right? 2011.
Sounds right.
Are we gonna check this now?
Again.
Cross
All right.
check.
Yeah, we're
But-
gonna double check here, but I'm pretty sure. Go continue with your story.
But yeah, I mean, that was that's almost it really, is that we basically had the iPhone on a data plan only without a phone number through AT&T, and then we used 2010.
Yeah.
So yeah, that begs the question then of, was it a 4G? There wasn't a 4GS, right? They stopped that naming scheme at 3.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a huge jump. Like, do you remember the black back with its like curved?
Yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah,
the 4 was
100%.
flat chocolate bar.
Yeah. The 4 was the 4 is like a huge change.
Yeah. So it was a 3GS. So there must have been some other tablets that you could get data plans with through AT&T at that time then.
So there was. It was called the Motorola Zoom.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah. So you could do the LTE version, or not LTE version.
The 3G.
It was 3G version of that.
Yeah.
I believe the Zoom was one of them. But yeah, there were definitely Android tablets that had data connection that you could get.
Okay. Yeah, and so that's basically how we had phone service, because it was cheap as hell and it kind of worked for the most part. And that's how I played like some games. Like 3GS was like, I think, well, and to be fair as well, this is not when the 3GS first came out. Full disclosure.
Gotcha.
I did not obtain a 3GS right after it came out. It was an old phone at that time, but I remember playing like Temple Run on it,
Nice.
Jetpack Joyride, and some of those.
Really? They had that for it?
I think Jetpack Joyride was.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised that like it went that far. I mean, yeah, iOS 6
Yeah.
was its
Yeah.
latest release in 2014, which is after the App Store and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
think
yeah.
it stayed around that far. Good for Apple.
Yeah, and so that's actually the thing that I probably should have prefaced this with, is that like we had the 3. There's a pretty good chance that iPads were out by the time I had a 3GS actually.
Yeah.
Just because of when I had it.
It would make sense.
Yeah, like I probably got the 3GS 2 or 3 years after release. It was an older-ish phone at the time, pretty cheap. And then we could just get a tablet SIM and pop it in there.
Right.
And do actually, yeah, that must have definitely been AT&T.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that was my experience with the 3GS. One other thing that I do remember as well is that in my 3GS, my what was it? The headphone jack on the top. I think that the headphone jack was like super messed up after a certain point. And so I ordered an assembly for that, the whole like kind of top assembly on the inside of it. And that actually came with the 3G antenna on it, that assembly did.
Really?
And the replacement that I had, when I put it in, the antenna was trash. It didn't work. It was like super like low data anytime, like low service where I knew I had service. And so I was able to just take off the old antenna and pop it on the new assembly and then put it back in and everything. But yeah, I remember doing that, and it was so much easier to work on the phones then as well.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it when we get to the iPhone 4 because I definitely had issues with it. Yeah, what's it, antenna gate? I think that's what it is called. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because the antenna like weirdly wrapped around the body of it, right?
So let's do it. Let's go ahead and
Let's
move
do it.
to the. We're gonna move to the Fantastic
Four.
I think because this is in my way, I can't hit me and myself in the face.
You can do it with your other hand.
You deserve it. So yeah, the next one is the iPhone 4. Like this phone for me is the iPhone.
Right.
Like when I think of a nostalgic iPhones, it is the 4. I had over 5 of these.
Well, yeah, because they had breaking too.
Oh, geez.
So the
screens
first
were
one,
trash on those
awful.
things.
So they had this issue because of the way that they ran the antenna in the metal body.
Yeah.
If you held it just right, every single bit of your service would drop.
Yeah, so people would be dropping
Like-
calls because of the way they're
Because they
holding the
held
phone.
it with their thumb over the antenna and it would just drop. I didn't know that they gave out free cases to
Yeah.
people who had that issue.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that fixed the issue.
Yep.
Wow.
I remember
Yeah.
that. I was working at Verizon at the time.
Were you?
Yeah.
I was curious if you were when you started.
Oh
there.
yeah. Well, I remember those phones. I also find the iPhone 4 to be we'll get to the next one, but the next one is going to be my most nostalgic phone for certain reasons. But yeah, I remember this phone, and I remember it used to come in smashed all the time because it was glass.
They were the glass on them wasn't anything like now you have like
paper.
or Gorilla Glass or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
quantum infused like
Oh, jeez.
the craziness.
Yeah.
Then it was like, I don't know, don't drop it.
Yeah. Don't drop it. Don't put it near any sharp objects.
Yeah.
You sneeze too hard and you
yeah.
see a scratch go
Yeah.
across it.
If you left it in your bathroom while you took a shower, it got water damage.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was
Wow.
real bad. Like
Yeah.
they didn't have water resistance or anything
No,
back then.
no.
The reason I had so many, I think I had more than 5. But what I would do, this is the point where I started getting into fixing
Yes.
more phones.
Yep.
So I remember, this is my nice little nostalgic story. I had to have been, I don't know, in 2010, 11, it probably was. So how old was I in 2011? 19?
Maybe.
19. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So 19-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I thinking I'm invincible, right? I remember buying and selling these phones, but sometimes when you'd buy them, you would go to kind of a sketchy place to be able to get them because back then, so I don't know if you knew this now, but if you're logged into your cell phone, your iPhone, and you sell it to somebody and they try and activate it under their name, it says, hold on, find me is active still. You have to put in the old person's email and their password in order to unlock it.
Right.
That wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Back then it was, I stole this.
Yeah, cool.
Now I'm going to sell it.
Yeah.
Here, let's hook it up to the computer and wipe the whole thing.
Yeah. So the way you used to check would be checking the IMEI. You could call Verizon and say, is this reported as stolen? And they'd say yay or nay. And that was it. So I used to have to go to these sketchy places, get the phone, pull the IMEI, call Verizon, make sure it's good while this dude is just sitting here. But the scariest moment I had was my stupid 19-year-old brain thought, yeah, this is perfectly normal. We met on a very sketchy street in the back of a McDonald's.
Ooh.
And not like a nice
That's where the
McDonald's.
magic happens.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get there, I was like, it's dark out. Adding to it. I get back there and I'm like, I'm sitting in my car like, maybe I've made some mistakes leading up to this point. maybe I shouldn't be, alone in the back of a McDonald's waiting for someone to come get me a phone. But I would buy them for like $60 because they'd have a broken glass or something like that. And
Back when drugs was cheap.
Yeah. But back then they just had the 2 screws at the bottom. You go,
Yes.
Oh
whoop,
my
whoop,
God, yes. It
and
was
you could
beautiful.
just replace it. And no one knew how to replace it back then. It wasn't
Yeah.
like a known thing because you had like Amazon and stuff, but it wasn't as easy to get them. You'd have to get them off sketchy people on eBay.
Right.
I feel like
Yeah.
sketchy people's like a
like your
nostalgic
go-to.
thing on its own.
Yeah.
And I would buy all of the backs and fronts and replace them. I'd use them for about a couple weeks and I'd sell them over and over again.
Sure.
And but long story short, the guy never showed.
Oh, nice.
Behind the McDonald's, yeah. Guy just never showed, and I was like,
Maybe he got scared too.
Yeah.
I remember trading one for an Xbox 360. I did that at one
Yeah.
point. I traded one for a 4-wheeler, I think.
Oh my God, that's good.
Yeah. It was all over the place. Like, Craigslist used to be the Wild West.
Oh my God.
Dude,
Yeah.
you would put something on there and put willing to trade, and you would get anything from like, I have this old car to my wife is interested. There's like Craigslist used to be this just absolute awesome place to be.
Yeah.
The world is your oyster. Welcome to Craigslist.
I want to see someone make the Jurassic Park intro
Yes.
with Craigslist.
Yes.
Welcome to Craigslist. Ba-na-na-na.
That's son of a bitch, he did it.
It's just like broken down shit, wrecked cars and hookers.
There you go.
Oh my God.
The 4 is my nostalgic one. That's when I think about it. I still have like pictures of my old one because this was also the first one where you could get a black or a white front
Yeah.
and back on it. The I do remember though that the black one came out first and the white one came out after. They didn't come out at the same time, but this was definitely CDMA as well.
Yep.
So this was the first Verizon one
Yep.
that you could get, and I remember because at the very top it would say Verizon, and I would get so excited because I was the 3GS is the one that I originally wanted but couldn't get because I had Verizon and like,
Right.
Yeah. Just buy a tablet sim, bro.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Where were
There
you
you
back
go.
then?
I was,
You know
God,
what?
I have
That's
no idea.
probably the time frame where we met. 2011. Yeah. No, 12.
I graduated in 12.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So it was the end of 12.
End of 12 would
End
have
of
been
12.
when we first met.
Sorry,
yeah.
I am 1 year off.
Yeah, you
you're acting like
My
I'm
God,
a
how
decade.
dare you?
So we'll move on to the next one here. This is the one that you're
That's it.
really
The 4S. You know why? So because Steph, who was my now wife, she had this phone. We were dating, and she would break it. So she used to break Blackberries too. So I had to replace a BlackBerry screen. But with this phone, she broke countless amounts of time, and I was able to fix it. Popping the screen on and off, and that's how I got into fixing phones as well and selling them and so on and so forth. But all of her friends would come to me. Can you fix my iPhone, please? What happened? Oh, I partied too hard last night, and I dropped the iPhone. It went in the toilet too, mid fix. And I'm like, cool, thanks.
okay.
Love
so
it.
it's not
Love it
turning
here.
on.
But also, I learned how to jailbreak phones at this point
Oh,
too.
Did you
Yeah.
use Cydia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh
it
my
is. So,
God.
Yes. Oh my God, I forgot all about that.
That's
Right?
before the App Store.
yeah. So you
Yeah.
could jailbreak, you put whatever you want on it. Didn't matter, and that's where I'm like, okay, well, I've got these other phones that do these cool things. I had the Galaxy 3S or whatever it was, and I'm like, oh, cool. I'll put my iPhone to good use. I'll get some of these apps and cool things on here, and I'll put all my music on there. I put whatever I want, whenever I want to do it. And sorry, my watch is yelling at me still. But the 4S for me, the glass backs you can interchange. You could at that point, people knew enough that people were swapping out screens.
The different color ones?
Yeah, I made an orange iPhone at one point just because I'm like, well, this looks silly enough. And you won't lose it, I guess. And that was another thing is Steph would always lose her iPhone. So
My Lord. What? Why do this is going to be a generalization?
yeah.
Why are women so bad with phones? Like, why do they just break
don't
them
know.
and lose them all the time?
I just don't care as much, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I
care
hold
about
it like a small child most of the time, and like unless it's in a case and protected. I'm like,
That it's like,
yeah, see you later.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a stereotype because
Yeah.
guys obviously break their phones and stuff too, but like
Right.
a hefty majority of it, especially with like iPhones, for some reason, it was like
Yeah.
a lot of girls broke their iPhones.
yeah.
Oh, purses maybe they just slap it in their purse and
Yeah.
then it's
That's
jangling
fair.
around in there.
Everything else, yeah.
That might be it. Yeah,
Do you
That's
guys
some-
know what the biggest change up from the 4 to 4S was?
the S.
Was it
No.
surround sound?
No.
Dual speaker.
So I think it did have it didn't have stereo speaker at that point.
Okay.
It does start with an S. This is the introduction of Siri.
Oh.
Oh,
It was this
it?
early, yeah. So, but it was really crappy. It was the one where you could ask it where to hide a dead body,
Yep.
and it'd find you like disposal places.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
Yeah. Not the.
That's not-
What did the fox say, Siri? Not the cool one.
the cool one.
I think the cool one is the one that tells you where to hide a dead body.
Yeah,
I mean, geez, where'd that one go? Now I've got the one that thinks I say its name every time I say
Yeah, right.
cereal.
Oh my gosh, I know. Pass me the cereal. What was that? None of your business, Siri. This is where we also started to get, the 4 is when we got the first Retina display too.
Ah, yes. Retina.
So we went from the 163 PPI,
Got him.
and now we are
not the
at
PPI.
not the PPI. No, what are we at now? Let's see. I missed it, didn't I? Display. We are at 326. That is a big jump
Yeah.
between them. You'll see it kind of goes up as we,
Yeah.
progress forward. But I think this one stays for just these 2 generations, because the next one. So the next one is really funny because I remember when this one came out. This is the one with the extra row of icons on it. It was a little bigger, and I just remember people making memes all over the place. So like the iPhone 6 was like this big,
Oh,
and the
yeah.
iPhone 7 it was like the iPhone 14, and the person's holding it like this.
Yes. Yes.
It was
Oh, man.
great.
Great time
Yep.
for memes.
It was.
Oh man, different time.
I do. I remember that. Yeah.
This seems to be the one with the first LTE, which is kind of cool.
That released.
yeah.
That released very shortly after we would have started the same college year together, 2012.
Yeah, I had
September
this
21st. Yeah.
I believe I had one of these. I didn't have multiple. I didn't
Yeah.
because when I was going to college, I was trying to buy and sell some, but they weren't like iPhones. iPhones were getting a little expensive for me to keep
Yeah.
doing that with on a college kid's
Yeah.
money. Yeah,
We spent enough money on like Taco Bell then.
and then some.
Yeah.
But after that, we get the iPhone 5C, S, and C. So both.
Oh yeah, the color one. They
So
came
yeah,
out colors.
this is just another S. Like who the heck cares? It had a little bit better.
Oh yeah, they started
camera.
doing the gold trim BS.
It
yeah.
had Touch ID too, I think.
Yes.
Yep.
Was the
Yep.
introduction here. But the better one is the iPhone 5. That is the 6. iPhone 5C. So
Yeah.
I
The
love
discounted
these phones.
iPhones.
They were so cool though. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they're still the cheapest iPhone that have ever been made. I think they came out at like $99.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
And they had
Without a contract?
5 different
I know.
colors too. It was a salmon pink, a yellow, a blue, a green, and then the black.
Yeah. Because there was no white, right?
Oh no, wait,
Was
there
there
was a
white?
white. Never mind. I'm sorry. No,
Was
there,
there?
wa-
We can
there
find
wasn't
out.
the
There
black.
literally-
There was the white.
There you go. There was no black. It was white, blue, green, yellow, and pink.
Yes,
And
because
the-
the front was black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so it was such a cool concept of, you know what, we got to put plastic on this thing to make it cheap. Let's give them colors, boys.
Yeah.
And that's
Color it up.
Like starting like a couple years ago when they started doing the non-pro models versus pro models, the non-pro models get the cool colors.
I know.
What the
I'm
heck?
so mad that this year, like, you literally have 4 options for the pro models because they changed everything to titanium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There's
like,
white. There's like P.
It's called golden shower. John.
There's basic like freaking like
black,
an off black kind of thing,
Yeah.
and then a blue.
a really, really dark blue that's like a slate blue. It's barely blue.
And then like you see the new 15, it's like, we got pink, we got yellow, we got this super
Yeah.
cool blue. And it's like, but only on the cheaper models. Like,
But-
oh,
You know
Could
what's
I
actually
get the Boogaloo Blue, please?
You know what's funny about the new ones though is that the for the Siri thinks I'm talking to it. They're all really light colors this time though. It's like
Yeah.
it's a light green,
oh,
a
it's
light
super
blue.
light. I don't know if you've seen any videos on it. I'd watch some.
I think so.
Unbox Therapy has one that does a really good job showing the colors. They are super light,
yeah.
like crazy amounts. Not that I'm gonna get. I get the Pro anyway, but
Right.
but yeah, they started this and then they did away with it right after this. Apparently, it was like the worst selling iPhone at this point.
That's surprising.
Yeah, it didn't sell as well as they wanted, so they got rid of it. And then they went to the iPhone 6. Oh, I guess the iPhone 6 or SE came out probably around this time too, didn't it? The original SE.
Not this time, right?
Let's see.
I think it's later on.
This was
Because they wanted another replacement for a discounted price
Yeah.
phone.
2013.
Because the iPhone SE models the 5.
When did the first one come out? Let's see. Oh, 2016. We're years away.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
You're skipping ahead,
We're good. We're good. Successor, and then successor. So the iPhone 6. Son of a gun. One of these days I'll click the right thing. The iPhone 6. Now, here's the thing about the iPhone 6. Did either of you have the iPhone 6?
Nope.
No.
I did. And I had the 6. This was the introduction of the Plus models.
It
Yes.
was.
A little bit bigger. But the thing that they didn't do correctly was they kept the aluminum framing and stuff. This was the one that was notorious for if you like
bending.
look at it wrong, you start getting the LG curve.
Yeah. Oh my god, I remember that. In their pockets,
Yes.
it would
Yeah.
like bend around their leg. Yup.
And it would the battery would
Balloon a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
balloon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
This
it's
was,
overcharging.
I'm pretty sure this was like towards the birth of YouTube. Like
Yes.
when YouTube started to get big
Roughly,
and there
yeah.
started being like these people testing these phones like crazy.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
know that was like probably a 2016 later thing,
Mhm.
like really getting into it. But I'm pretty sure there were people who were like purposely bending this phone,
Yes.
and it was like super easy,
yeah.
and it was
Like
really
literally
sketchy.
somebody with like their bare hands. I've seen a video of somebody with their bare hands just
Yeah. Yep.
Just like,
It's
oh.
oh yeah, all right. So I had the Plus, and boy, was I careful with that thing. I've
Oh,
never
yeah.
been more careful with a phone in my life,
Mhm.
and that's saying something because this thing was like incredibly sketchy.
yeah.
Like you just look at it a little wrong, and it's like,
Yeah. What's kind of funny is that it also had the floating antenna inside the body because the body style changed. So what would happen is when the battery would balloon, your services would go out, like your Bluetooth would stop working, your headphones would stop working. This was also the one that had the first headphone jack problem where it thought the headphone jack was still inside of the phone. So it wouldn't, and these are all the reasons why I don't have an iPhone.
they were definitely back in the day. Like my favorite thing about iPhones is I can pick it up, it works. I don't have to worry about it ever.
Yeah.
With my Android phones that I had, I was always doing so much to them because you can customize them.
Right.
I would run different launchers. I would have random apps that would do certain
Yes.
things. And the problem
Yeah.
is they wouldn't always work. And it would
Yep.
piss me off when they didn't work.
Yep.
My iPhone is limited, but it just freaking
Worked.
works. But that has not always been the case.
No.
No. Then after the 6, though, we get the 6S. So I feel like the only thing they did with the 6S is that they stopped it from bending.
They did put new colors on it. We got rose gold here.
Oh, we did get rose gold. That's right. Good call on that. Man, look at you knowing your stuff. What do we got for like
Working
a,
at Verizon
I
helps.
was
I
a
guess.
phone guy.
a PPI? What do we got here? 326 and 401.
Oh.
401.
Getting there.
I think this was also the first one where you could do full HD video.
Yes. Yeah.
Or like a specific maybe HDR full
well,
HD video.
which we would now
Rear
consider
camera.
720p, basically.
No, 1080p, I think.
Was it?
Oh, this
Yeah, it
was
looks like-
4K. 4K on
Stop.
this thing?
It was not.
No, it wasn't.
On the 6S? Yeah.
12
4K
megapixel
video
camera.
recording.
Yeah, video recording.
but not.
You can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It wouldn't
If you
play
roll,
back.
if you scroll up, it shows the 1920 by 1080 resolution on
yeah.
the screen.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm talking about the camera, though.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, the camera could
Yeah,
record
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Much.
No, this was 1080p. Like the big thing was that the actual resolution was 1920
Right.
by 1080. That was like a huge thing because up
Yeah.
until this point, Apple's like, we have more pixels than you can see with your naked eye. And everyone's like, I'm calling bullshit because I can see pixels on my phone fully in front of me.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was the difference between this one. Right there. You see that word 3D touch?
Yes.
What an absolute shitty freaking feature. Like, I remember on this thing, when you went to go click something, you were like, I want to load this. It goes, okay, well, here's some options before you get into it. It's like, no, I want to click on the thing. You'd have to click like lightly
Yes.
in order to open stuff.
You can't hold it at all by
Could you
accident.
imagine all the old ladies that would come to me? They're like, I can't hit this button.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
The thing is integrated into the display, too. It wasn't just like we did this, might as well throw it out as a feature. It was like purposefully done. They thought this was like the best feature since sliced bread.
The pinnacle of
Exactly. And it's like,
display technology.
No. 6S was okay, though. I definitely didn't mind. I definitely had it. Like I said, I think at this point I had all the iPhones going up.
Yeah.
But I
was
had
gonna
other
say
ones in between.
Yeah, the 3GS is like where I stopped and took a hiatus because like I did the 3GS and then I went to Android.
I said, then you came back to the 8, though, right?
I came back for the 11.
No, it was before that because you had a home button on it. Because I was making fun of you for it having a home button.
Really?
Because I had the 10, which we'll talk about.
Mm.
I remember. We'll see. The next one, though, is the 7.
Did I have another one?
Do you guys know the big difference in the 7?
Was it the water resistance?
It did have water resistance, but why did it have the water resistance?
Because
No headphone jack.
There it is. This was they were so brave, innovative.
Oh my God.
This was like so frowned upon.
So
I remember.
douchey. Yeah. And then
Absolute nonstop.
dude, you know what I remember about this is that like, so they removed the headphone jack and everybody
What are you
is
doing
going on over here?
trying to get myself more headphones.
Gotcha.
And like everybody who had Android was just shitting all over people who had Apple, and then fucking Samsung
the next
year removes the headphone
headphone.
jackets. Are you kidding me?
We're being brave.
Samsung and Apple had a legal altercation at this time that they were suing Apple for taking not only the glass res that they were using, but also the processor because Steve Jobs didn't want to pay for the royalties to the Samsung processors that were going into them. So long story short, Apple won in court. So Samsung paid their court fee in pennies and nickels that were delivered in a truck.
Oh, that's funny.
That's awesome. That's like petty to its
Yes.
finest.
Yes.
Could you imagine being the like Samsung representative having to go into the bank like, hey, I need like millions of dollars in pennies and nickels.
No, you gotta ease into it. You gotta be like, do you guys trade coins for dollars here? When they say yes, you go, okay. What if I brought a bucket?
Yes.
Okay, all right. What? 2 buckets. A truckload.
A truck.
It's just,
What?
Do we have enough?
how much money do you keep in your vault?
Yeah. How many nickels do you have in this establishment?
This is also the product Red when that came out.
was.
Product Red.
It was the product red.
Trying to give Apple a good way to siphon money, but also support a good cause.
I didn't realize that a lot of these companies that say like donate $1 for, they've already paid
Oh yeah,
these foundations, and you're only paying these companies to recoup their cost on it.
yeah,
Are you serious?
Yeah,
yeah. And
your
sometimes
money
they
does
make-
not go.
Sometimes they make a
to
little
there.
bit more too.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's the last time I'm donating to some shit. Fucking.
Or if you just
Fucking
donate,
Walmart.
just don't do it through Walmart.
Man, I could go on a whole rant about Jerry's kids, but we won't go down that rabbit hole.
It's just, I don't know. Believe it. I don't know if you guys knew this, but like big corporations tend to do sleazy stuff.
No way.
I know.
What?
Weird. Freaking-
What?
That's why we're not a big corporation. We're a middle-sized corporation.
Oh,
Because we have 2 viewers.
That's fair.
And they both financially back us.
I think we have 15
So
now.
we have 15?
Yeah.
There's no
We've gone
way. 15's a lot.
15 whole viewers.
Speaking of whole, this was the first model that also introduced the 256 gigabyte memory.
That's quite a bit. So here's the kicker about that.
Speaking of whole,
Made me whole.
256 was the limit. I think it came with 64, right? Maybe I'm wrong.
Something like that.
It usually says in here. Maybe I'm wrong. I
probably
don't know.
missed it already.
I probably did.
Probably
There's like
scrolled
oh,
past
there
it.
it is.
There it
Dual
is.
lens
32.
Ooh, 32.
Oh, jeez. Okay. But yeah, like that was considered a perfectly fine amount. And looking back, like that's 2 movies.
Well,
But movies back then with
yeah.
DVD quality,
It's
which
true.
were 700 megs.
Well, except unless you got the plus and you're recording in 4K.
It's true. Now you got all these 4K movies. You can't play them anywhere.
I can finally record 3 minutes of this.
Yeah, finally.
This is in 4K.
Well, John, if you're recording 3 minutes of something with your camera, what are you going to do
Okay, all right, listen here.
What are you going to do with the rest of the 2 minutes and 30 seconds?
Listen, kids, children.
I was going to go the route of saying you could record one single song at a concert, and then
that's
you have
true.
to put your phone down and enjoy yourself like everybody else wants you to. I hate people that record at concerts.
No, I actually bring my iPad to every concert and I just record with that
Yeah.
just to
Just
make
hold
sure
it
I
up.
block everybody
Yeah.
behind me.
Not just
Oh,
the
yeah.
iPad, but the iPad Pro fucking... What inches is that, bitch?
12.9, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just bring my iMac or my iMac.
Yeah.
Just the whole thing.
Starts
You just
up a
got
whole
a
production
backpack
crew.
generator to plug it
It's
into.
got some LED lights. You got the whole shebang.
Oh my god. The fucking webcam is recording the
God.
little goddamn webcam.
So here's the problem. Like you have all these cell phones that are like 4K 30 frames recording, 8K, freaking 340K, like crazy good cameras. And then you look at the iMacs up until like 2 years ago and they're like 720p. It's
Well,
like,
just a
you-
webcam.
You have a huge freaking iMac. You can put a freaking DSLR in the thing
Yeah.
with that kind of space. And
Listen,
they're like,
all right,
nah.
they ordered like an ass load of 720p webcams back in the day, and they're
Yeah.
still going through that.
Can
that
you imagine
stock.
the reason is that they had old webcams they were trying to get rid of and they don't know how to like code the new cameras into their system.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yes.
That's not the case because I'm guessing Apple has the best R&D in the world.
Some of it.
Some.
Yeah, I would guess. That's just me.
Yeah.
But I think the next one's going to be the last one we talk about.
Okay.
Because after this, it gets really freaking boring.
Got it.
Yeah.
So the next one is the split, the big split, the change in direction for the entire company.
The regular and the pro?
They went no, that's years down the road. This is the iPhone 8 and 8
Or-
Plus, or the iPhone X.
Oh,
With
yeah.
no
Yes.
home button.
This was like I remember people trashing this thing.
Yeah.
This was like the worst release for a phone in years. Like up until this point, everyone's okay with what Apple was doing. They're like, we know, just they're expensive. We get it, but they're good. We're gonna keep buying them.
Yep.
The X was the first one with like $1,000 for a cell phone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? And I remember
Suck it up, Sally. Here
I
we
couldn't
go.
afford it back then.
Well, and not to mention, it was the not only was it $1,000, it was $1,000, and you lost the quintessential iPhone feature of the home button too.
Right.
One of the big things people were pissed about was Touch ID being gone. Touch ID was
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good at this
Oh,
point.
yeah.
I still wish there was Touch ID on
I
one of the
know, I
buttons
know.
or something, because I don't want to show my face every time I want to open it.
I have Touch ID on my phone.
You sure do, because
Yeah.
your phone is like from the 30s.
What do you mean? It's not even that old.
30s.
Like, does that use a regular SD card in it
No,
for
but it
extra
does
space?
this. I'll show you.
You have a pen.
I have a pen.
Yeah, congratulations. It's one step above a notebook.
Take this PPI and smoke it.
I don't want to
remember-
smoke that.
So
Thanks, though.
almost a full year after the X came out, I was able to get my hands on a used one that had a bad screen, and I tried to fix the screen on it. And
You had to use a heat gun to take that
Yeah.
screen
heat
off.
gun, pry. You had to have adhesive. You had to
A
like
suction cup.
like the digitizer and the screen were together,
Yes.
Yeah.
just like it's been for a while, but they weren't easily out of there. And I was able to fix it, and it was like really shitty job, so I'm sure it's not like waterproof or anything at this point. And I wound up trading it. Okay, this is where it gets real funny.
Okay.
I traded it to some dude at a KFC
Classic.
for a 5K iMac that
Stop.
now sits in Becky's house.
Oh, wait, you traded
That
an
is how
iPhone
I got
10
it. I did. I traded an iPhone 10 to this guy. He came in with a freaking box, just
Oh
the
my
gigantic
God.
box of this iMac.
Oh my
And he was like,
gosh.
"Yep, I need a new phone." And he goes, "I
Yeah.
don't use this thing anyway." I was like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah.
That had to be. And like
Wow.
that iMac was like only like 2 years old at that point.
Wow.
Like really not that
Wow.
bad. Yeah.
And I mean that shit, when I was looking at the screens for that thing, they're like $400 still
Uh-huh.
for the screen assemblies because much like the iPhone X, they fucking glued the
Yeah.
screen to the not even the digitizer, just the front glass.
Everything was fused there.
Oh
I think
my
the whole
God.
logic board was fused at that point.
Well, the new thing, I don't know if you guys saw it in the release of the iPhone. One of the big things that the EU is pushing for now is right to repair,
Yeah.
which is a huge issue because then you're going to start
It's
looking
not
at like,
proprietary then.
well, proprietary, but I'm more worried about like the dust and water resistance.
Yes.
Not having that stuff that keeps it together is going to hurt that.
Right.
Well, I assume it's going to hurt that. That's my own opinion. It's like it may not, and they may find a way around it. But the big thing is that with the new one that's coming out, they said they make it easier. So the spoilers for anyone watching, we use an iPhone to record this. Yay!
Hi.
The back of that iPhone is busted. Is broken. A friend of mine broke it completely. Didn't want it, so I took it. To replace the back on that, it's like $500.
Oh yeah.
Are you like just to order the back glass?
just to get it replaced. Yeah.
Yeah.
My
The back
God.
glass is like $300 and something.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's because it's just fused on there. You actually have to chip it all off. Yeah, it's just adhesive and glass.
Oh my God.
And you have to crack it and like, yeah, it's really time intensive. Like, but the new ones just come off
Nice.
and easily replaceable. I'm like, bless yourselves.
Yeah.
Sweet, sweet
Wait,
child.
on the iPhone, well, how do you get around the camera to just, what does it slide off? Can't just slide
On the
off.
new one?
Yeah.
I think it just pops off. Well, not just pops off, but you have to.
Well, no,
like,
yeah,
be able to get
the
into it.
actually, when I was watching the video of the live stream of whatever it was,
Yeah.
it kind of showed like a blown up view of it.
Yeah.
And that glass is actually all one unit that goes over the camera lenses.
Oh.
And so it like the glass itself is like obviously the flat part and then the little humped part
Yeah, yeah.
for the
Yeah.
for the cameras. And the lenses are just in it on their
Yeah.
own circuit board.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's sweet.
Interesting. I
But
know.
that being said, do you guys remember the home button being not a button anymore and just being a vibration,
Yes.
a haptic engine?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, it happened
Really?
to the 7. The 7 and 8
Oh,
had
really?
it. Yeah. So when you press the button, it would feel like you clicked it, but you didn't actually click it. And when you turn the phone off, it'd be the weirdest fucking thing.
Yep.
Because when you hit the home button, it wouldn't do anything. It felt like it
Really?
was dead. It
Yeah.
felt like you killed your phone. Like it was
Yeah.
Oh
alive
my
at
God.
some
You
point.
could like click down, the whole screen would move,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Did I break it? Did I break it?"
Oh yeah, that was like the BlackBerry Storm. It had
Kind
the,
of, yeah,
the whole click. I know, but the whole screen was
That's the one Steph used to break all the time. Is the Storm?
oh,
No wonder. That thing was a
Yeah.
pile.
It was.
Like, those things are so trash.
Oh my
but
God.
that's where we're going to stop talking about the phones here, and we'll start talking about like what we think is the best. Because after the iPhone 10, it's just 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They're literally all slabs with random new stuff.
Yep.
Like
yeah, basically just like no
Better
new
camera.
features, just increased specs and
Right.
you know.
yeah, dynamic island.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Useless. Literally stupid. It's
Is it?
worse than the notch, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh yeah.
I'd like a removable battery.
Yeah,
maybe,
that'd be nice.
Maybe expandable memory.
Yeah, expandable memory will never happen
No,
because of
they
their
won't.
A chips.
Yeah,
they're
and
like
they want-
A15 Pro. They're proprietary. They're their own
Yep.
thing, and they're usually the thing is the iPhone. You don't need. Well, I see you're saying expandable memory, like
I can add
yeah,
card,
yeah.
SD
external,
card.
yeah.
Well, they just changed it where you can now record on the new one onto a USB device,
oh,
so
okay.
a hard drive, which is really cool for
Yeah.
something like I don't know people who record a podcast.
Huh.
Could be cool. I don't know who
Who are
does
they?
that though.
Yeah. But
Who
yeah,
fucking does that?
after the X, which was in what 2016, probably 2017.
Yeah, we're leaving nostalgia territory
We're
anyway.
well beyond
Yeah.
nostalgia territory, and like, yeah, I have some cool stories about the X, but like, whatever. That it's all the same
Yeah.
now. Every single phone's a freaking
I just
slab and
wish-
it's boring.
Yeah, I just wish that the screen and the back glass and stuff was as replaceable as like the 4.
Yeah.
Because at that time the
I
screen
loved it. The hex cable underneath, or the hex
Yeah.
bolt.
and like the actual display was not not glued to the digitizer. You could just pop the digitizer off, pop a
Right.
new one on, you're good to go. The digitizer's like $20.
It was
Yep.
so good.
You're done.
And
But
people would like, I need this, and I'd be like $100.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
here you go. I need my phone.
You just
Cool.
make like a cool $70 to $80 profit.
Dude, you order
2
like
seconds of
10
labor.
of them
Yeah.
Yeah.
for like $50, and
Yeah.
then you just swap them out.
Yep.
And you'd go with the cheaper colors. The colors are always cheaper because they're like plasticky and
Right.
that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Then you sell them as premium.
Oh, that's right. The 8 had wireless charging. That was the big difference.
Oh,
between
Oh,
the
yeah.
eight.
Was that when? Is that MagSafe? When did MagSafe come into play?
MagSafe didn't come into play until iPhone 10s, I believe,
Oh, okay.
and that was their last.
But they
S
just
model.
had like Qi charging or whatever.
They had Qi charging.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nothing crazy or anything. But yeah, those are all the iPhones leading up to it. Now, let's have a quick discussion here on what you guys think is the most nostalgic. What is the one that when you think of iPhone comes to you and immediately is like, that's an iPhone? What about you, Becky?
I mean, so for me, looks wise, it's like the iPhone 4 because that they haven't really done a whole lot different with the design, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But you like the one that I actually used and when I really think nostalgically is definitely the 3GS because that's the only one that I had that was old like that.
That's fair.
Maybe I had the 8. I don't know. I don't think I did,
I
but
thought you did because I made fun of you for the button on it because I had the full screen one. I was obviously joking.
yeah, right. Yeah.
But
No,
I'm
you were
not-
seriously.
I'm not over here
Yeah.
like, fuck you, man.
You're giving me swirlies in the bathroom for it.
The
You
3GS?
uncultured swine.
Yeah. Well, 'cause the thing is that in college, I don't think I had an iPhone because I made fun of you for having a MacBook.
Yeah.
I had Android
Oh my
then.
God, what was I thinking? A MacBook. I went to school for programming and I got
Yeah.
a freaking
Dude,
MacBook.
do you know how many programmers fucking use MacBook? Microsoft offers their employees MacBooks if they want them.
Well, now it's a little different. Well,
Oh,
actually,
yeah,
it
that's
wasn't crazy back then because I had the 16 or the Retina one back then. But yeah, it was a stupid decision by me.
yeah.
I think I got rid. Oh, I kept it, but I got another one for school.
Yeah.
I had to. But yeah, the 3GS.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair one. I mean, a lot of the times when you're thinking nostalgic iPhone, I go to that one because of the black back. That's
Yeah.
what I remember as.
Yeah, and it being like curvy.
Yeah.
It had,
Yep.
Because I don't even remember the original one had the silver back.
Gorilla.
Gorilla. I was just about to say
Had the gorilla.
it came with a free gorilla.
Now there's a deal.
yeah.
What about you, PJ?
Probably 4 or 4S just because I used to deal with it so often.
Yeah.
And then, that's kind of the start of not my phone career in the phone industry, but my sales career. So I have to deal with them, coming in. People were upset that they had to change from their BlackBerry to that. Didn't know all the features and controls. And then obviously at home, fixing them and adapting them myself. And then that's probably like the most nostalgic for me.
Gotcha. Yeah. For me, same 4. I think the 4 is like universally known as the best iPhone.
Yeah.
Like
probably.
it was a big change, and
Yeah.
it was like from that point on, it was just slabs.
Yeah.
Like the whole time they
I
made it
think
a little
probably
bigger.
which one. So if you had to take a guess, would you say that the 7 with the removal of the headphone jack was the worst, or would you say that the X with the price bump and the loss of the home button would be the worst?
So, oh boy,
Yeah, that's a tough one, right?
that is a tough one. But I think I would have to go with the X
Yeah.
because YouTube was a thing. So you
Right.
had all these huge YouTubers just shitting on the phone
Right.
everywhere. Like, this is bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
why would we do this? This is way too much money. No actual person's gonna buy this, and like it was crazy.
Yeah. I do think that one was like, I do think that was like a steeper problem because
Yeah.
with the headphone jack, people that used iPhones were like, whatever. Pretty much, you know, they were like, you know, that I don't want to say like, you know, people are like super just, oh, I love everything Apple or whatever, but like, they're like, I'll probably get it anyway. And then everybody.
AirPods weren't a thing back then.
What?
Yeah.
AirPods weren't a thing.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So
iWatch though. Was that a
the
thing?
Apple Watch.
Yeah.
Later, I don't know if that was then either. Like we're only 9 gens into the Apple Watch.
How did they remove the headphone jack without having headphones for it?
That was like the biggest issue.
Well,
like I remember having to go.
or
out
actually,
and get
they had
one.
the wired
didn't
headphones.
Yeah, they didn't remove headphones, but they
The
made it
lightning
all
headphones.
out of one area.
They
Well,
made.
if
they
you,
were-
yeah, so they had
have
the
one over
lightning
there.
headphones, but if you wanted to charge at the same time,
Yeah.
you had to
You had to
buy
buy
a
an
$20
adapter.
dongle for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was what people are pissed off
Yeah.
because it came in the box,
Yes.
the adapter
Oh, it did.
for the 7. Yes.
Oh, but then they
And the
stopped it.
8, they
Okay,
stopped,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
All right. So if it came with the adapter, that's probably not as bad as the price jump and the loss of the
I remember getting Insignia Bluetooth headphones that were trash. They literally were the ones that they were like the earbuds, but they were connected because no one had figured out how to do the 2 yet.
Yep.
And they would go behind you and you'd put them in your ear, but the latency was crappy. The audio quality was crappy because they just weren't good.
And,
back
you
then.
know what? That would be an interesting point. What Bluetooth protocol was around with 7? Because Bluetooth was really bad for a really long time.
Oh yeah.
Until like maybe Bluetooth like 4.
Yeah. No,
Like-
it was let's see, the 7 had, because I think this has been showing the Bluetooth communication on here as well.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Connectivity. Nope.
Oh. Wait. No. I think you can display. Yeah, show
Oh.
all models.
All models. I think that's just
Bluetooth 4.2.
Really? So that was the 4.2 was the low energy one.
Yeah, I think 4.2 wasn't super terrible. But but then you also had to have headphones that supported also 4.2. So
And the ones I had were in. But yeah, I think honestly, like we can look at some numbers here.
I remember
to
it
see,
was like the brand name was Blue Ant, and that's the thing that truck drivers would use because that was the highest.
Oh.
Yeah.
let's see. The best-selling iPhone of all time is the Nokia 11. No.
Yeah.
iPhone 6 and 6 Plus.
Okay.
Really? That one surprises me.
That surprises me.
Well, it's because it was like a newer shape.
The fourth one. The 5S is up there pretty good, which I would expect. But then the 7 and the 7 Plus are right below the iPhone 5S.
Interesting.
Boy, the 4 is way lower than I would have thought. Like,
Yeah.
Wow.
The
Holy-
iPhone X is way low.
It was the people adapting to paying that much for a phone bill too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing because
Yeah.
you used to have the data plans, and people were like, "I don't want to pay it for this. I'll just keep my flip phone." So people weren't really adapting to a smartphone still.
And
Yeah.
like back then, I was more Android side of things when I was buying and selling phones.
Yeah.
So I loved my 3G phones that I had between like the Droid Incredible, the Droid 1 and 2.
The original Droid,
Yeah.
Motorola Droid. Oh my god.
So those were like realistically those were like what I was doing during that time frame.
that's what I was
getting-
doing, and then I was like rooting my daily driver phone and like just literally doing whatever you wanted on it. It's fantastic.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm surprised that the iPhone 6 is the top one though.
I am too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's the best.
No,
I think to answer our nice little question in the description's down below. This is
Yes.
down below.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
YouTube changed their stuff.
That's
a
it.
long time ago,
Yeah.
actually.
They did. Yeah, I'm not even close. So I would say that the iPhone 4 is the best iPhone.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Yeah, because that was what changed it all. That's what
Yep.
really pushed them forwards into that like innovation.
Yes.
Yeah, the stuff
That's like
that they
a
brought
real
back.
smartphone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And leading up to there were cheaper
Right.
Android phones, but they just weren't that same quality.
Oh, I remember.
Like the quality of an iPhone when you held the 4 was glorious.
you
Until it dropped 3 inches from the ground.
Shut
Exactly.
your goddamn
and
mouth.
then
That's blasphemy.
Do you remember when they tried to get 4G onto phones? Because I remember, like, especially Android phones, I remember having to connect to the network by switching from a 3G SIM card to a 4G SIM card would literally take you 8 hours.
Jeez.
what?
Yeah.
Oh man.
It was insane.
Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a really cool episode. I like talking about cell phones, so it's kind of selfishly a good episode.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm okay.
We're gonna have next episode's gonna be Android.
We could.
It could.
Did we do Android?
We haven't.
Oh, maybe we just did phones.
We just did cell phones. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Up
We
until
stopped at
smartphones.
smartphones.
That's right. So we have
Yeah.
to do Android phones next.
Yeah.
Well, not next, but we're gonna do.
Well,
it
we
coming
could
up.
just do smartphones in general.
That's fair. But I feel like Android phone's better.
Well, I have one that I want to talk about. That's an old Windows phone. Okay.
Oh God, no wonder.
Yeah.
Gosh,
It's like the Samsung SCH 7100 or some crap like that. Yeah.
I remember those things.
Beast.
Yeah.
Couldn't do shit. On it, but-
We'll pick that up on the next time that we do this thing. So make sure you
Indeed.
guys are going to our YouTube channel and subscribing there because it's free and why the heck not?
Yeah.
So head over there. Make sure you like the video. Check us out on any podcasting software. I mean, Apple Podcasts for the people who like iPhones. Spotify, Google, all those. Make sure you check us out. Make sure you subscribe. And we will catch you guys all later. Have a great
Goodbye.
rest of your day. Toodaloo.